into game number 2 right now. Okay. Hey, and it is our first normal galaxy of the day.
Okay, normal galaxy. I feel like a lot of players like normal galaxy.
Yeah, it's just normal. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to complain about, and TFT players love complaining.
There's always something. There's always something.
I got something to complain about. Where's Big Bang?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're right.
well-
That is. See, true TFT player over here complaining right away.
Always find something to complain about, trust me. But yeah, I think normal galaxy, as Becca noted, is just, everyone's familiar with it. It's something that everyone's had a ton of practice on, so you're never going to be sad about that. And I guess we'll just see like a pretty typical game. And I think there's certain comps that actually benefit from not being on certain galaxies. I'm not super sure, but Star Guardians might be one of those comps. So I'm not sure that it really benefits from heavy re-rolling or having an extra unit in. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
Well, I think Star Guardian is super strong. Fortunately for NA, Sox was the victorious Star Guardian player there, but he did get slowed down by having a lot of other contesting Star Guardian players.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think it's the more contested comp. So yeah,
It seems to be what everybody wants to play
more.
right now.
Yeah.
We're definitely seeing more, but that game just goes to show you really do need to scout well to make sure that you're not being like mega contested on it, right? So I don't think we're going to see 3 players go for it in any more lobbies going forward. But how about the start for Zhuangzi, though? Finds 2 space pirates pretty early on, finds another Graves. So this could theoretically end up being a pretty strong opening if he's able to 2-star one of those and put a couple items on the Darius maybe. I like it.
Well, we saw like in the first lobby, Obo was trying to play for Space Pirates, and we mentioned that it was the riskier play, but he was a little behind on points, so he's going for the Hail Mary. But I don't think Zhuangzi needs to do that, especially after his win. So yeah, he'll probably just use it to streak into a more reliable comp. Also, his items look really good.
His items look really good. Yeah, I think from this point, you probably just look to slam maybe a Hand of Justice for early game, so you don't lose too much HP. And then there's a number of directions you can go. You can go mech from here. The bow turns into a Titan's Resolve. The rod can turn into a Morello's. You could also play Star Guardians from here, although I don't think that's ideal with the leftover bow. Yeah, the items are pretty flexible, and I'm curious to see what Zhuangzi favors.
So it seems like one way you could think about it is you could build the Hand of Justice for Darius, and then you could save the bow for like another bow for a Shaco later. You could put the Hand of Justice on a mech later, and you could try to just transition into mech at some point. Depending on the items you pick up.
Man, I just saw him pick up the Graves on accident instead of picking up the item to build the thing. And it just reminds me of the times where you accidentally pick up the wrong item off your bench, then you end up making some random like ZZ rod when you're trying to make a
or you accidentally put the item on the champion in the far right side of your bench because it's right next to the corner one there. So you're trying to put an item on your carry and you put it on some of your bench. You're like, no, I need to sell that.
It's a sad,
you don't want to.
Sad situation. This is a really
Darius
good
with like a healing item. Healing or damage item. Darius early, so strong.
Yeah, he's basically like a 2-star when you have a Hand of Justice on him. Just because he benefits from both the damage, particularly when he's low. When the enemy's low, he gets double damage. And I'm not sure if Hodge multiplies with that, but it feels like it sometimes, that's for sure. And the healing is really good. And also protectors work really well if you have a Darius opening, because once you get the Xin Zhao, you also get Celestials. So no matter what, your Darius is going to have healing. So I like this start a lot.
Right.
You get Space Pirate. You're never going to lose a ton of HP, and sometimes you make a lot of gold.
Man, he nearly got that reset. Oh, it was so close. But hey, you'll take those, right?
Yep.
Hey, wait.
Swapping over
Didn't
to
we just watch
Slooper. We did, yes. It's just helping us catch up a bit, I guess. Wow, it's welcome to the land of the pairs for Slooper. He has got so many 2-ofs and another one even on his bench. Could pick up that Xayah too, though, if I recall seeing that correctly before he started scouting. I didn't see his items, though, so I don't really know what he's favored towards. Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think I saw someone with a
scouting so much.
Kog'Maw too. Yeah, he had a Kangma 2 with Shiv on it already.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Becca.
So I mean, we were expecting a lot of Star Guardian players, and in the first lobby, we definitely didn't see them, right? Well, there were some, but I mean, I think this lobby is definitely going to be pushing more Star Guardians, just based off last lobby, right? Because in the first group of 8, we saw someone win with Star Guardians, and that was almost it.
Right.
Yeah, I think in the first lobby, Star Guardians got underplayed a little bit. It might have been because there were 2 trade sector maps, and I don't know if Star Guardians is ideal there. I think part of the reason we saw an abundance of Star Guardians in the last game is because you guys remember that all Rod carousel, so it kind of made it.
Yeah, you're right.
It kind of just biased the lobby. So I think now that we're in a normal Galaxy, we haven't seen any Mort Dog specials. Hopefully, we see a little bit more diversity.
Sounds accurate to me. What's the item going to be for Slooper here? He did... Okay, so you could grab a belt. You could also grab a cloak. That would give him the opportunity to build QSS. Yeah, all right. Belt, because now you have Trap Claw. You've got Redemption, I guess. Trap Claw seems like the best option there, but... Huh.
Early RE2 while you're streaking feels very good.
He's thinking really Star Guardians, isn't he?
Might be. Yeah,
I bet he
might
is.
Be. Yeah.
He took the belt.
It's kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of tough because he doesn't have any protectors except this J4 who's just riding the bench, and he needs to make econ also. He doesn't want to lose any money for these, so I think he can make econ by just selling off the Zaya. I don't think he plays that at all, so yeah, he sells that right there. But yeah, I think he's just still kind of open. Honestly, there's still a lot of directions he can go from here. Star Guardians would be great, but he can also go mech. But then again, I just love playing mech, so everything I see is like, oh yeah, you can go mech from here, which you kind of can.
You know, it's funny. I'm in the same situation actually. Like all my set 3 games, my brain is like, oh, I'm doing this, but I could go mech, and then I end up doing that 9 times out of 10.
Mech is a little hard to pass up on because it seems so consistent, especially when you have the correct items, and it is a flexible build and your items can also be flexible, so it is so hard to pass up on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know these players are playing to win, but I guess top 4 is fine on the first day. I think tomorrow maybe we'll see less mechs because they want to win. You know what I mean? Yeah,
possibly. You raise a good point that the mentality does need to be a little bit different, maybe from day 1 to day 2, because day 2 it's all about or day 1 rather, it's all about consistency, right? If you get top 4 every game, well, guess what? You're top 4. You're gonna make it through. The next day, though, you need to hit that point threshold, and then you need a first place to win. And that's something that kind of came back to bite Mismatch Socks a little bit in the OCNA qualifiers, because he got second place 5 games in a row. So ended up getting to the Global Championships by virtue of having a billion points, but wasn't able to win it because he just couldn't seem to quite get that first.
And that's when
I kind of want to revise. Yeah, you go.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was going to say that's where playing the format really matters, like understanding when it's time to play for top 4 versus first. I expect what you'll see tomorrow is, maybe in the first few rounds you play for just top 4 or highest placement you can. And as soon as you get to that 18-point threshold, you start going for comps that are riskier. You can play, stuff like Yi reroll that can take a first for sure if you hit everything. But comps that are more first or eighth once you reach that point in the tournament. So I'm really interested to see who has the versatility to not only take top 4s, but also knows how to play those first or eighth comps.
So I was just going to say that I think I should probably revise my statement because obviously Mech just won the last lobby and got first. But he also had a Fizz too so early. I mean, he just kind of cruise controlled up to the first. So I do wonder if they'll easily hit first with Mech more often.
I'm gonna stand by your statement. I think it's hard to take a first with mech unless you high roll like that.
Yeah, I lean towards that too. I think it is really good, but the days of like mech infiltrator winning every lobby are like way gone at this point. There's a lot of other comps we saw even in that last lobby that can handle the mech pretty easily. So if one of those comps had the opportunity to become really strong, then mech definitely wouldn't have won. And usually you do see stronger representations of those comps in lobbies. So yeah, I think you were right the first time, where it is a little bit tougher to take a first with mech, but it's pretty easy to take a second through fourth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And interesting, just slammed a Gunblade there. I like the Gunblade slam. I think Ziggs is super, super good with Gunblade just because of how often he casts. He's often getting that shield. I am curious to see where he goes from here. You can go mech. From Gunblade, I think Victor is excellent with it. He's kind of far away from Star Guardians because he just doesn't. I mean, I guess he does have some protectors, but he doesn't have any Syndras, any Nikos by this point. So I think at this point it's a matter of you scout. Maybe you roll a bit at 7 to get some direction, and then you just commit to either mech or Star Guardian.
Yeah, we do have Johnsy still streaking, and I cannot for the life of me remember what he was playing when we were watching.
I'm sure we'll see it scouted later, but just another strong start for one of China's representatives. Looking at Astra's board.
Oh, he's right here.
Oh, there he is. All right. Well, there you go. Looks
yeah,
like a little bit of Protector, Dark Star snipers. Yeah, and that Darius.
Yeah, he has
wow.
that strong Darius too.
He does. I guess this is the second game in a row we've seen him kind of high roll early game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he win this? I don't know if he wins this. I don't think he does. I'm saying he.
I don't think he does. I think the
Zig solos everything here. Yeah.
The streak is broken.
Yeah.
Oh
no!
I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't.
Oh wow.
No caster curse. No caster curse.
No caster curse. There's a fizz. Me mech.
Mech.
Yeah.
No.
We mech.
We whack.
Or Woshi mech if you're from China.
Woshi mech.
Right? Woshi mech.
Right. I think that's how I've heard players say. You say it in Chinese, but I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Kiyun made it a meme when he did it during the tournament.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't know what this means. If I say something offensive as accident, that might be my last cast. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure that whole tournament was Kiyun trying to make sure he didn't offend the entire country. That was really funny.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished.
Now maybe we've did it on an official Riot Games broadcast, but anyway,
there you go.
I think Ad Astra now has direction off of that fizz. Could choose to just say, okay, I'm gonna run mech from here, and probably just econ until 4-1. This board looking pretty strong, so probably not gonna lose too much HP. And if I'm him at this point, I'm looking for items for the front line because he already has pretty good Victor items. That said, eventually he does want to get a Morelos on Victor because Gunblade Victor is generally not going to be enough to carry. But yeah, I think right now it's smart to start getting the mech items because the mech items will become more immediately relevant.
Right. So, been watching Ad Astra for a while. We should mention he's our only player from Turkey in the Global Championships. And Turkey, if you're not aware, has a pretty massive esports scene, especially on the League of Legends side of things. So pretty natural that they'd be fielding a lot of TFT players as well. So cool to see a rep from over there.
For sure. There have been a lot of Turkish players showing up in League of Legends esports. So it's not a surprise, I think, to see really competitive Turkish players in TFT as well.
Yeah, we've had a couple of Turkish teams at Worlds over the years.
Yeah, and I'm just saying...
With that other game that's in the TFT client.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think they'll let us talk about League of Legends.
No, I'm saying, like, to me, it's the TFT client. And there's this other game where you only get to control one champion at a time. I don't really get it, but, you know, I've heard it's popular.
Twisted Tree Line?
Twisted Tree Line? Yeah, that's exactly it.
Dominion?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The name escapes me right now, but...
you got it.
Dwanzi, this is the second game in a row that we've seen him at 90 plus HP at this point. So he's having some excellent mid and early games. I would say this board, although strong, it's not like a face roll strong board. So clearly he's been positioning well and using his Darius to maximum efficacy.
Yeah.
And he's level 7 with 50 gold on stage 3. He's very ahead. Very ahead.
Yeah.
His Ash Arrow kind of trolled him a little bit the last round, but he's still doing pretty good. Cupiditas, though, from Argentina, up at number 1 in the lobby right now.
Nice.
So cool to see if he can hold on to that.
Did you guys catch what
that
build
name
he's been
means.
playing?
I did not see that.
Yeah, would love to see Cupidita's once we get a second and see what's making him win so hard because he got 97 HP.
So I believe we don't actually have his stream view where players are playing from all over the place. Sometimes the connections are better or worse, so I don't think we can actually do that. But we can probably we'll have to wait until somebody scouts it. I'm sure we'll see it at some point if he keeps winning.
Oh, the Darius!
Welcome to 2020. He's popping
Come
off.
on and slam, and welcome to the gym.
Okay, that song plays in my head every single time as well. Except you sing it way more in tune than I would have.
Come on and slap. I mean, it's a male voice. I have a male voice, so you got to pass, I think. The Space Jam.
Is that Primal or is that the Quad City DJs? I can't tell.
Is that their name? I actually don't know their name.
I think so. Oh my gosh! Now you make me doubt myself. It's got to be. Hold on.
Wait, we're actually gonna get DMCA'd because that was too
I'm gonna cut it out. No DMCA on Riot Stream. But yeah, at this point.
Yeah, it is the Quad City DJs, by the way.
Excellent.
Also known for "Come On and Ride the Train," in case you were curious.
I was.
I do not know. I don't know that song.
90s kids will remember.
Becca, you were saying?
So where do you guys think he's gonna go with this comp? He has some Chronos, he has some snipers, he has some Celestial. He actually has just anything, I think.
Oh, he's going Space Pirates!
Is he
He's
actually?
going Space Pirates.
All right.
Yeah, he does have the gold and the health to do it.
The red buff on the Blitzcrank is interesting.
Yeah,
It's for
wait,
Jinx.
would you slam a red buff?
It's for Jinx late game.
For Jinx?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he has the bow. He can turn that into a rapid fire cannon. Yeah, usually with for Space Pirate, you just run Jinx backline because you can play Ziggs who gives you Demolitionist with GP. So, wow, this is, I like it. It's a little bit ballsy.
He's going for it.
Right? Because, yeah, if you don't hit the GP, it can be tough. But if there's ever a game to play Space Pirate, when he's been win streaking and getting free Pirate Gold, he's level 7, 67 gold. I actually think this is a pretty smart play. So I'm excited to see how it turns out for him because Space Pirate is probably the strongest thing in the game if you high roll and you hit your GP early enough.
Agreed.
He needs more
does
though.
have a
Like
lot
he
of
needs to hit
gold.
that Jace 2 or something, you know? Not having Jace 2 is holding him back a little bit. You know, the thing is, if he finds another spatula and gets Force of Nature, that's also going to be really big because those extra little side synergies when you're using one of your spots to make Space Pirate work is really valuable.
But he also slammed the ice cream cone or the chalice. Sorry. He slammed the cup.
Yeah,
the cup. So I think Primal is just spot on. The red buff, the cup. You don't tend to build the cup and the red buff together, you know, unless it's for Space Pirates.
True.
Yeah. So at this point, I can't get over how rich he is right now. He has to. If he doesn't hit GP, I think that's kind of unlucky. So at this point, he's looking to just roll down next turn, find that GP, transfer the items over from Darius to GP, and then get the booty, right? Start farming items, and
that's right.
Even the spat can eventually turn into a Force of Nature just from Space Pirate items. So I actually like the spot that Zhuangzi's in.
True. Swapping over to Panda, who's number 2 in our lobby right now. He took a fast 8 in game number 1, but looking to bring it back for the honor of the Korean esports scene, which of course, like we talked about with Bobe, there's a lot of pressure to perform for that region.
Yeah. I don't want to bring it up, but Sox is dangerously low on HP, our NA's last hope.
Yeah,
I
saw that too.
I hope he does well. Yeah.
Sag. But hey, you know what? We haven't seen his board. Maybe he has like 200 gold. About to roll down huge, hit a E3. But yeah, not looking good.
Yeah, you never know
at this point of the game. But Panda, on
stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have. Is Panda just playing straight up Battlecast but not reroll? What's going on here?
Yeah, but it's funny because Bobe was also the one playing Battlecast a lot in the first lobby, so maybe Battlecast is really popular on Korean server, both Korean players.
I didn't notice a ton of it when I was looking at the ladder results, but that's not to say that people aren't playing it in in-house games or anything like that. Who knows what the prep was coming into this from them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a really cool adaptation of Battlecast, because normally you see Battlecast as a reroll build, but the thing is, Cog 2 is super strong. He's pretty much better than Jinx until Jinx is 2 herself. So if you don't want to reroll and you just keep pace with everyone on levels, then you have as many units as they have, and you can win streak. And then later in the game, instead of going for Cog 3 necessarily, you just look to add Urgot Victor, or you could even get a Battlecast spat off Carousel. So it's interesting. I think it's a little bit hard to take a first when you play this way. But again, if you're just trying to play for top 4, I think it's a great way to do it. So I love to see how different players from different regions play.
You know, it looks a lot like Brawler Blasters as well, where you've got the 4 Chrono, 4 Brawler transition into Brawler Blaster, which Brawler Blaster we don't see really at all anymore. However, very recently, like within the last couple days, it seems like there's a 6 Chrono build coming up. And it seems like it's maybe a little bit of a meme as well, but in the back of my mind, I kind of am wondering, am I crazy? I'm probably crazy.
You might be crazy, but
I don't know if it's coming up or not. But yeah, I mean, do you think these players are going to pull it out in this tournament?
It's out there.
I think generally when people play 6
I'm playing
Chrono,
to my strengths in this, yeah.
Yeah, so Sock's playing Star Guardians again. Is that just his comp lately, or is it just what he hit again? It's interesting. I actually expected him to play a lot more Master Yi, because that's what he played in the OCNA qualifier, and he did super well with it. But it might just be that he's determined, hey, I think Star Guardians is really good, and I want to play it every game. It's also entirely possible that he's just playing what he hit. But yeah, it's interesting that he's running this in back-to-back games, and he has 2 blue buffs. So I imagine eventually he wants to get that blue buff off of Soraka and onto Jan on late game. So if he can make it to that point, the HP's not looking good, but if he can make it to that point, he's going to be super strong.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing there is that he still doesn't have a Nico too, and that's Nico. Syndra is flashy, but when it comes down to it, Nico is your real carry. So if you don't get a Nico too, you're going to have a bad time with this build.
I'm not going to lie, I asked Sox what his game plan was coming into today. And his game plan was still to play the brothers, but he said that he hadn't been doing too well with it, so I think he's just adapting to what he gets.
I mean, when you get 4 tiers in one game, you're not going to be playing Blade Master.
Yeah,
so yeah, I think you got to adapt, you know. But
Yeah.
it's a little bit rough. I almost get like a little bit tilted if I get 4 tiers because I'm like, no, I only need 2. This isn't set 3. This is 3.5. And blue buff is a unique item. So
Riot.
yeah, I think wishes he had another Nico 2 or a Nico 2 at all, and a couple items for that. I think more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Also
Johnsy
kind of
did hit the GP. He has the 4 Space Pirates in.
He did. Okay, it's time.
Pretty early,
It's time.
pretty early.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Johnsy again because it is actually so fun watching Space Pirates just stack items. So I'm so down to watch him just win streak off of getting like 30 items to everyone else's 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh. So if this were set 4, he'd feel good about slamming that chain vest with the cloak, but we're still in set 3 for now. So might make a Bramble on Nico move that over, but we're gonna swap over to the Space Pirate time. GP2
Not
already?
just GP1.
Wow.
Pog. Okay, well, at this point, I mean, he's just sitting pretty because he has GP2.
Oh, right.
He should slam an Ionic Spark here for sure on the GP. It's one of the best items on GP and just makes Mystics a non-issue.
You would think so.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm gonna put my neck out there and say Johnsey's taking a first off this game. He got the GP on time, plenty of HP. He has items to spare. It's really tough.
Look at
to
the
deal
items
with
on his
GP at this
bench.
point. Yeah, like he has a Giant Slayer and an Ionic Spark sitting on the bench, and he hit a Force of Nature off of that stat we saw him take earlier. So Johnsey's sitting.
What do you think he's saving? What do you think he's saving for? Why not slam that Ionic Spark right now?
Maybe he wants a death cap because he doesn't think he needs the magic resist reduction if no one's really running Mystic. That's the only thing I can think of, though. But it's kind of weird to wait that long because you don't know if you're going to hit a rod, right? Because we're in stage 5 too. So it's possible.
That's weird.
I mean, I think with your GP2, you're just sitting pretty, and you're just like, okay, well, if I can get the perfect items, like the most damage I can, I would go for it. But wouldn't you slam the Giant Slayer on Jinx?
I was about to say, yeah, that's one I would build for sure. Is Giant Slayer on Jinx right now?
I wonder what he's waiting for.
Yeah.
So
with
good.
those items.
Maybe consider like a Dragon Claw on Jace.
Boom.
As well.
Okay, he got
it-
the rod. He got another rod.
Oh wow, look at that. So
well, there you go.
Just hit. Just hit. He's waiting to
The
just
boom
hit.
came in too late though.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sox hanging in there. Our guy is clear bias, but whatever. Our guy he's gone from second to last to top 4 position. And he does have good damage items for late game. I'm a little concerned about his lack of a belt for Nico. Like he doesn't have any belt items from what I saw. So that could hold them back. But it looks like he's stabilized quite a bit. And hit Syndra too.
Right. That is kind of the problem where you need that Nico to succeed. And even with subpar items, you can still maybe get a top 4 with it. So see what he's able to accomplish. So is he going to build the Giant Slayer now? I was going to say.
Please build it.
Why not?
Okay, now the boom.
Why not build that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Big boom.
Oh my god, he
the
has 2
second
strikes.
strike.
Oh no, it's over. Oh, it's over. He's
Now
so
he definitely
strong.
has the Ionic Spark as well. I think
Yeah.
it was just...
Yeah.
What is he waiting
I guess
for?
he just makes it on Jace or something, or even Wukong.
He's-
He doesn't
he's,
necessarily have to be on pirate.
He's playing the Space Pirate lore build where he's just like collecting all the treasure, man. He's not even spending it. He's going full Space Pirate here.
Exodia.
He's RPing now.
So at this point, do you think there's anyone who can beat Zhuangzi, Becca? Do you think anyone can like? Yeah, how do you beat him at this point?
I don't know, dude. I rarely get to play Space Pirates. I usually just int my way into Space Pirates. So you tell me, what's he gonna do now? Well, who can beat Space Pirates?
Well, someone could DDoS him. That's one possibility. But outside of that, I think a good Zephyr on GP or a good Shroud is probably the best way to do it. You can see Zhuangzi's constantly moving his GP just 1 hex to the left or right because he knows that people typically put Zephyr directly in the middle. Zhuangzi knows his win condition is just let GP carry. He has upgrades. But I would say if there's anything that can beat him, it's a good Zephyr with some luck.
All right, finally decided to dedicate those items and tosses Zephyr down, hits the Victor. Pretty good shot, although you don't get the Cinder with that. This build is looking super strong, though. Yep, came back. That GA, though.
Never mind.
Oh, the double cloak.
How many cloaks can, how many Dragon's Claw can one pirate ship hold?
Right. No, Dragon's Claw, it's pretty good here, actually. I guess he needs it. I think that later in the game, there's always plenty of magic damage. So, although no one likes to get cloaks early, getting cloaks late, if you get 2 of them, it's not bad. And plus, if he doesn't like the cloaks, he could just make more items because he's playing Space Pirate. So, feels good.
I really like that he's putting, he's spreading the items around a little bit more now, where like putting the Dragon's Claw on Master Yi makes a lot of sense because that just makes Master Yi very durable. And so he's basically just doing things that will give him more consistent damage each round, which is important.
Yeah, he's just waiting on the Aurelian Soul now, once he gets to 9.
Pretty much, yeah.
What do you guys think he's going to put in on at 9? Besides the Ace Soul, which is just going to replace the Master Yi?
Oh, is he going to lose?
Oh.
Ooh, he bleeds.
Wow, okay. All right,
Okay, so
Panda
yeah,
looking pretty strong.
Yeah, Panda looking good. Panda is 9, to be fair, to Zhuangzi, and Zhuangzi has like 50 gold to spend. But yeah, I think at 9, I don't recall if he already had the Ace Soul, but Ace Soul is definitely a great unit to put in at 9, especially with Space Pirates. You can get good items for Ace Soul because you have excess items. Right. Oh, Panda already has 3 of them, so it might be a little bit hard to hit, but we'll see. Thresh with a bench is also just fine to sort of top it off, and you can get Mana Reaver in conjunction with the Darius. So those I would say are probably the 2 best options. But I think any 5 cost he can make a 2-star would be good at this point.
Yeah, props to Panda for making this board work. You don't see as many Brawler Blaster builds these days, but great items on the Jinx, and he does have that Aurelian Soul 2 already, so he has ways to really kind of make this work. Although I think he would have preferred that Kayn gave him something a little bit more useful for Aurelian Soul.
Yeah. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? Cupiditas, 77 HP.
Big elephant.
Big
Large.
elephant.
Oh, double.
Yeah, Cupiditas from Argentina wrecking everybody. Like I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, we're not able to take his view for this, but I'm sure we're going to see some of his rounds later if he just never dies.
It's kind of cool. We can like see he's kind of like a final boss, right? Because we can only see him through the eyes of the people who get vanquished, right? So that's kind of cool, actually.
Yep.
But he's definitely having a good game.
I think we mentioned this in another cast, but he's like Giovanni with like this just the character outline that we like kind of get to see glimpses of. Actually get to see.
Love it. Is that a Pokemon reference? That's Giovanni, right?
Yeah, that's Giovanni. Who
Yeah,
else?
okay, just making sure. Yeah. It's been too long.
Oh, the
it's been so long.
TFT set 4 designer Giovanni.
Yeah. So one thing with Cupiditas, he did talk with some of our crack research team before the series, and he says, as we see Sox get knocked out at 5th, ouch, he did say that he only plays around 6 games a day. So he's another one of those players that prefers to do a lot of research and studying over just spamming games. Interesting to note.
These are not the players.
Cupiditas, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
These are not the players that Riot wants winning because they convince everyone I need to play less TFT, right? So
well, if you're a pro, sure, it's fun to study. If you're like the average, like casual on the ladder, then just spam that ladder. Just have a good time, you know.
And just end, yeah.
That's me. I love inting on ladder all day.
Same.
Well,
yeah, I'm
not literally inting, by the way.
I think inting's just a catch-all term now for losing, right?
It pretty much is, yeah.
Oh
no,
I think we see Panda. Yeah, Panda's starting to fall off hard. It's kind of hard to play Jinx. I think at this point you just say, look, I hit top 4 playing Jinx and with no GP. That's a victory. We take those, and you just move on to the next lobby. It's really hard to get any stronger if you don't get the Gangplank. And the Jinx items even aren't amazing. I think a Giant Slayer is slightly better here than a Runon's Hurricane. So I think this is actually he played what he was given. It was uncontested, so he hit his units on time, and he takes a top 4. So that's a really respectable result.
Yeah, and after an 8th in game number 1, you need something, right? If he can sneak a 3rd out of this somehow, that'll be even better. But playing against Zhuangzi, it's going to be very difficult for him.
Yeah, Zhuangzi has the Protector Acel, which everyone knows is very strong, and he got the Urgot in as well. He has so many slots in his board. It's just hard to beat him.
Yep. Panda going to be sent home, or sent out of the game, rather, at least, in 4th place here. Getting a few points anyway. And now going to jump back on board with Zhuangzi to see if he can close out this game. Cupiditas has been losing some HP, so it's possible.
Oh my god. He even got a Morello's for
double GP2? What?
Double GP2 with double GA.
Wow.
Not bad.
That is obscene. I want to see the GP3. Let's do it. Game's probably not going to last long enough, but I can dream, right?
That would be hype.
There was a GP on the carousel, but he didn't go for it, so he's definitely not thinking about it.
Well, so you can see what hurt Panda a little bit as well, because we know now where 6 of the Gangplanks were.
That is actually,
so he definitely wasn't going to find any.
Yeah. And look, wait a second. He has a Nico, so he only needs 2 more GPs. It's possible. It's definitely possible.
But he
I don't think he's going to go for it.
There was a GP on the carousel. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wanted it, he would have gone for it. Oh,
Morello's on Acel is just so good, though. You can't ignore
get the
that.
cup buff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's trying to win the tournament or something.
Okay.
So he's not going for it.
Yeah. Weird.
How dare he?
Oh, another spatula. It's just. He's just so strong.
Yeah.
Hey, want to make another protector?
We're just watching fireworks at this point. I think this is
okay, give us a double GP shop.
This is seriously, right? This is the victory lap, I think, for Aurelian Soul 2. There you go. Victory lap for Zhuangzi at this point. Especially with that Acel 2 now.
This is the
so
dream.
Strong,
to high roll this strong, in a tournament. At Worlds.
Yeah, amazing.
He's got 2 like fully kitted out GPs, basically. You could even build a trap claw on the other Gangplank. Why not? It's just, it feels so excessive. Like, he's just gone. He's like, yeah, I'm just done with this game. I thought he was going to walk away for a second there.
Oh. And he Zephyred the Vayne also to add insult to injury. Oh. So really, really dominant performance from Zhuan Si.
Oh, he
really
did walk away. He walked away before
man, swag. Swag.